Welcome to Parallel Universe. She was America's little girl for an entire decade. The freckles. The braids. The moral certainty of Laura Ingalls delivered with a sincerity so complete that millions of families trusted her completely without ever once questioning what was happening to the real child living inside that character. Melissa Gilbert spent 30 years hiding a double life so completely beneath that wholesome image that even her closest friends never saw the full picture. And what she has finally revealed about those 3 decades will change the way you see Little House on the Prairie forever. Melissa Gilbert was born on May 8, 1964, in Los Angeles, California, and adopted as an infant by actor Paul Gilbert and his wife Barbara. She was cast as Laura Ingalls on Little House on the Prairie at 9 years old and spent the next decade growing up entirely in public, every awkward year, every emotional transition, and every adolescent struggle playing out under the supervision of cameras and an audience of millions who felt personally invested in her development. What that kind of childhood actually costs a person is something Melissa has spent decades trying to honestly calculate. The public Melissa was Laura. Brave, warm, and morally uncomplicated in ways that real life never is. The private Melissa was navigating a pharmaceutical dependency that began in her teenage years and accelerated throughout her 20s and 30s with a stealth that her professional composure consistently concealed. Prescription pills. Diet medications. Substances that arrived initially as solutions to the specific pressures of maintaining a television image and gradually became problems far larger than any image could contain. She has written about it with a candor that is both brave and quietly devastating. About taking pills to stay thin enough for a camera that was always watching. About the particular psychological damage of spending your entire adolescence being told that your value was inseparable from your appearance. About the years of addiction that followed those lessons to their logical and terrible conclusion. Her romantic life carried its own complicated weight. A relationship with Rob Lowe in her early 20s was intense, consuming, and ultimately painful in ways that both have addressed with varying degrees of openness over the years. 2 marriages followed before she found Timothy Busfield, the man she married in 2013 and who by every account became the stabilizing and genuinely loving force her life had always been missing. Together they moved from Los Angeles to a small town in Michigan, a deliberate and complete rejection of the Hollywood machine that had simultaneously made her and quietly damaged her across 30 years. She ran for Congress in Michigan in 2016. She lost. She stayed anyway. In 2026, Melissa Gilbert is 61 years old, sober, grounded, and living a life in rural Michigan that bears almost no resemblance to Walnut Grove. The double life is over. The prairie dress is long gone. And the woman who finally emerged from underneath it is more real and more remarkable than Laura Ingalls ever was.